There is a new country trying to get into the fast tax residency game. In 90 days of living in this beautiful, traditional, non-woke country, which has great infrastructure. A lot of people think this country is an absolute shithole, that it's from the Soviet Union and that everything is breaking down. I've been to this country, absolutely beautiful, great hotels, great apartments, great people, great food, and that is Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has a special investor visa. If you invest around 60,000 US dollars, it's not a donation, it's an investment, and you keep that investment, you can take it out if you no longer want that visa. It is a 5-year investor visa. And with that 5-year investor visa, the main goal of the government of having this whole visa in the first place is to get expedited tax residency. It's 90 days to get the tax residency, and there is no tax on foreign earned income. You're probably not making any money from Kazakhstan, and if you yourself personally are working in Kazakhstan on your laptop, that is not considered Kazakhstan sourced income. It's considered foreign income if you have a company in Dubai, in the UK, in the US, wherever it is. The inspiration for this video was the private community that we have, the Wealthy Expat Mastermind. Yusuf, he posted about this program. I didn't even know about it. We had a huge discussion on it. We discussed the pros and cons of this program. If you want to find out about programs that nobody is talking about citizenship programs, tax programs, and different perks around the world, definitely join the community with the link in the description. So you're essentially getting 90 days, the same that we had in UAE before, 90-day tax residency, no tax on foreign income, 0% taxes, but here it's an actual program that's not going to be cut off in a couple of months like it was in UAE and Dubai, unfortunately. You get the investor visa. You do require a ton of documents. They all have to be apostilled. You also need an apostilled utility bill, which is a bit strange. Not many countries require an apostilled utility bill and all the documents that they require. But once you have all those documents, you get that investor visa. You can get it in Kazakhstan directly. Most people can fly visa-free, or you get it at an embassy, and then you have those 5 years where you can stay those 90 days either in the beautiful city of Almaty or Astana if you want more of a capital vibe, but it's really just a capital. There's nothing much to do there. And in the border with Kyrgyzstan, you have some incredible nature, which I was lucky to check out for a couple of days. And once you spend those 90 days, you get a tax residency certificate and you essentially have a 0% tax rate. Now, just like with any other country, if you get this tax residency within 90 days, that means that you cannot spend 6 months in any other country. And with the case of the US and many other countries, they also have multi-year rules. So you can't spend 5 months for 4 years in a different country because that might put you in the tax net as well. So you have to be very careful on nomading around, spending time in different countries to not trigger the tax net. So this is a program more for people that want to be digital nomads. They want to be in a place that is not woke at all. Kazakhstan for me was like a version of Russia without all the sanctions, without the problems not being able to use debit or credit cards. You can live a regular life in a pretty developed place, beautiful place. In summer, the weather is perfect. And you also have traditional lifestyle, no wokeness, absolutely no wokeness, no LGBTQ, anything like that. Very friendly people, beautiful people, and in general, a lifestyle that combines the West, the infrastructure of the West, the financial system of the West, none of the sanctions, with the East and what we love about Russia and all those traditional countries. Now, other important things to mention about this program is that the government really wants it to work. They really want to attract nomads, specifically from the West, not just from Russia, not just from the neighboring countries. They want to attract Western, European, American, British, Canadians that want to spend that time in Kazakhstan, potentially invest in Kazakhstan. It's a great place to invest for long term, for appreciation over the long term. A lot of Russians have made really good money investing in Kazakhstan, their neighbor. And they've even created an expat center, which is a branch of their government website where you can upload all your files. You don't need to ship them by DHL. You can just upload them directly. And it's really easy to deal with all your documents and your process directly online. Bank accounts in Kazakhstan are also not bad. They're not the best, but I personally have a few friends that use banking in Kazakhstan because they're banned from every other banking system. You can tell what nationality they have. And in Kazakhstan, they're very happy with their cards. They use them all over the world. They use them in Mexico. They use them in Thailand. They use them in many countries in Europe, and they work just fine. Transfers are very easy, pretty cheap, and the banks in general are pretty friendly towards crypto. Another important thing about Kazakhstan is that it's not labeled as a tax haven or a place that has 0 taxes or a shady place. So having that tax residency is not like having tax residency in the British Virgin Islands or in Belize or in Seychelles, a place that people, when they hear the name, they they think, ooh, this guy's avoiding taxes, he's doing something illegal. No, Kazakhstan is like, oh, that's an interesting place. Interesting that you have your tax residency there. And most banks in Europe, for example, or in other places around the world, like Asia or obviously Central Asia, they will understand why you have that residency in Kazakhstan if you have an investor visa in Kazakhstan. Cost of living is quite affordable. I personally found it pretty cheap. Everything was really cheap compared to pretty much any other country around the world. It's comparable to a Romania, to a Ukraine before the issues, something pretty cheap where you can get pretty much anything you want with a really small amount of money. It honestly feels nice when you can get a great lifestyle, very luxurious lifestyle for a tenth of the price that you would get it somewhere else. And the last thing on top of all of this that I've said about this program is that if you hire anybody inside of your company, let's say you have a friend or a partner or somebody that wants to be in your company, they will also not pay any taxes. It's tax-free on their salaries. So you can hire a friend of yours that doesn't want to pay tax in somewhere in Europe and they're happy to go to Kazakhstan for a straight flight, then they could also pay 0% tax on whatever the company pays them, or they could just set up their own company, set up their own investor visa, and then not pay taxes themselves. There's a lot of easy flights from Asia and Europe, not that much from the US. There's no direct flights from the US, but you can always connect in Europe and then go to Kazakhstan. This is definitely a very niche program for a specific type of person that can spend anytime they want in any place around the world. They're not tied to one specific place. You can spend 90 days in Kazakhstan, explore the place. If you want to check it out, definitely I suggest to go 1 week to the Ritz-Carlton Almaty Hotel. Incredible experience. The views are amazing. Hire one of the local guides. They'll take you to all the mountains. They'll take you to the border with Kyrgyzstan. They'll take you all over the place and it's going to be amazing. And if you want to try out some crazy food, you can try out their horse burgers. In Kazakhstan, horses are very popular to eat and they make burgers out of them. Definitely one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life, but if you're open to it, you can try that. If you're interested in lowering your taxes, potentially paying 0% tax legally, and it's not just UAE, it's not just these countries like Seychelles or tax havens, there's many other countries where you can lower your taxes legally. Check out this video right here on the best countries around the world that my clients are moving to pay less taxes and protect their assets legally. Check it out right now.